What's up everyone, Max Tech Toybox here, and today we're doing a video review of the Garmin Vivoactive 4. So, as you guys know, if you've been paying attention or following on my channel, Garmin is no stranger to fitness tracking. They have a whole line of different fitness tracking wearables. I've done reviews on the Garmin 645 Music, the Garmin Vivoactive 3, the Garmin Venu more recently, and so now the Garmin Vivoactive 4. So this is the 45mm version. This one comes in this silver color and then also that black on black. So first things first, as usual, aesthetically, I do like the way that this looks. You do have your 22mm quick connects that you can use, industry standard. I like the fact that it uses the 22 versus the 20 because it's a little bit bigger. I'm a bigger guy, I like the bigger straps. Also, around back, you guys can see you do have your pulse oximeter reading just like the Venu. You're also getting your optically based heart rate monitor sensor as well. Okay, you on this side over here, you're getting your charging, right? The proprietary charging dock, which works fine. It actually charges fairly rapidly, so I am happy with that as well. Stainless steel bezel up front right here. So overall, like I said, a very nice looking device. 45mm, pretty large, at least in my opinion. You're getting your built-in GPS, Galileo, fairly accurate results, especially with running as well. All of these different internal hardware provides really a great, robust fitness feature set, okay? So let's talk about the things that I enjoyed about this watch. As pretty much any of my reviews with Garmin, I love their Garmin Connect application. It's extremely robust. It gives you pretty much everything that you want. All of your activities are logged onto that application. They're synced in the background. You don't have to do anything yourself. For runs, fitness, tracking like strength training, yoga, Pilates. It's a whole bunch of different fitness tracking exercises that you can have on the Garmin Vivoactive 4. And not just the Garmin Vivoactive 4, but pretty much that's across all of their wearable line. Also with that, you're able to get your VO2 max, you're able to get your pulse ox through this with this watch, you're able to get your respiratory rate, you're also able to get your body battery. Pretty much, if you watch my Garmin Venu video review, it's more of the same over here on the Garmin Vivoactive 4. No real differences because the hardware is exactly the same. The only difference here is that the Garmin Vivoactive 4 does have a slightly larger chassis because it's the 45mm version. So again, I love the fitness features and tracking with Garmin with their software because they really do a great job. Like I said, the GPS is really accurate, pretty much on par with what I was getting through my cellular device or my cell phone, which is what I use for my gold standard. Also, something else that I love about Garmin is the ability to connect Bluetooth heart rate monitors to their devices as well. So if you feel like you're not getting the most accurate data based off of their optically based heart rate monitor, you can go ahead and throw on a Bluetooth chest heart rate monitor and you can connect it directly to the device so you can get more accurate results. Now, sort of middle of the road here, the pulse ox, it's not super accurate because normally you're supposed to be at about 95% or above. If you drop below 95% for pulse oximeter, that usually means that you're desatting and there's some issues. There were some times where the numbers that came through on here said I was at like 93 and 90%. So I'm not set. It's just not as accurate. And it makes sense because usually when you're getting a pulse ox reading, you're usually in the hospital and you have to be super still. So if you're moving around, then it's not going to be accurate. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Nice feature. I mean, I like the fact that they have it sort of built in, and maybe it's, you know, V1 product and it's something that they want to continue to get better, so it makes sense. The respiratory rate was actually fairly accurate, which is interesting, so I enjoyed that. And all of that information cumulatively comes up with the body battery. So this also does have sleep tracking ability as well. So when you go to sleep, it measures your pulse ox while you're sleeping, and you have the ability to have pulse ox measured throughout the day as well. It just takes a bigger hit on the battery. I just had mine set pretty much to record it while I was sleeping, so you get your sleep tracking. And it's tough for me to say how accurate the sleep tracking information is The time pretty much is consistent across all of my devices, but it does separate it in like deep sleep, REM sleep, and light sleep. And I'm getting different readings across so many different brands. I don't have a gold standard or anything to really compare it to, but that information's there. And all of that, like I said, the pulse ox, sleep tracking, your VO2 max, the steps that you take throughout the day, your heart rate throughout the day, all of that information is cumulative to give you a body battery meter. So it lets you know, hey, this day your body battery is at 80%, try to do this so that we can improve it. This day your body battery is at 100%, you did great. Or if it's lower, and things of that nature. So really in depth, and I like that overall view. I really enjoy it. Again, like I said, this does have the ability to track VO2 max as well. If you do any run or a walk greater than I think 10 to 15 minutes, then it will automatically put together a VO2 max, and that was relatively accurate in what I've seen in my testing. So overall, in terms of focusing on the good and the middle ground, I really enjoyed all of those aspects of this as a fitness tracker. So, but one thing that I do not like, that I was surprisingly underwhelmed by, was the battery. I really thought that with the Garmin Venu and the Garmin Vivoactive 4, since they were the same devices pretty much, except that OLED panel on the Venu, that the battery life would be much worse on the Venu. But the battery life on the Garmin Vivoactive 4 really wasn't that much better. And I wasn't doing a bunch of outdoor runs. As you know, with GPS, that will drain your battery a bit more. I maybe ran, actually, during the course of testing, I only had like 1 or 2 outdoor activities that I was tracking with this device, and everything else is pretty much indoor. I did have a Bluetooth heart rate monitor connected a lot more of the times when I was doing things like strength training, just so I could get more accurate information, I will say that. But I was doing that as well with the Garmin Venu. And I would say that the battery is about on par, maybe just a little bit better. I wasn't getting more than 2.5 days with this. Garmin advertises 8 days. I'm not sure how you'd be able to get 8 days of battery with this device, even if on days when I didn't connect my Bluetooth heart rate monitor to it and I was tracking exercises, maybe 3 days I'd be able to get, but 8 days is pretty tough. And another thing that I didn't note, you do have the ability to listen to music through this by connecting Bluetooth headphones through Spotify, Deezer, or Amazon Music. Those are the applications that are available. And I didn't even do that when I was using this watch, because most of the time when I do that, usually the battery life dwindles even more. And in this particular case, I knew that the battery life was already subpar, so that was just going to make things worse. And I really don't like the idea of having to charge my watch so frequently. So I didn't end up using that here. So overall, I do like the Garmin Vivoactive 4. I do think that it is a nice little watch. I think that right now you'll probably get it at about $350. I think that price should come down a little bit. $299, I believe, would be a better sweet spot. Good things, again, something else I didn't mention for notifications. Same thing with pretty much all Garmin devices. You get two-way notifications, meaning that if you get something that comes in via text message, you can respond with sort of predefined responses. You can actually edit them within the Garmin Connect application. Also, you can pick up and respond to phone calls. So meaning you can just pick up a phone call, but you can actually speak through it because there's no speakerphone. And also there's no microphone either and no speakerphone. So it'll just pick up and go over to your phone. And then since it's actionable notifications, not only can you respond to text messages, but if you receive an actionable notification, you can do something actionable from the watch. So for example, I have a Nest Secure, and whenever I get within a certain amount of distance around the house, the Nest sends a notification saying, hey, we notice that you're home. You can disarm the alarm system before even walking in. I can do that directly from the application. I just tap it and I can hit yes. So pretty cool. So like I said, the Garmin Vivoactive 4 is a solid tracking device. It pretty much puts checks in all of the check boxes that are required for a solid fitness tracker, and pretty good for a smartwatch as well. I would prefer if we could have some talk-to-speech dictation. That'd be nice. I think that that's actually something, and again, this is all hearsay, but I think that that's something that Garmin's going to do. Unfortunately, I think that if they did it, they're probably not going to do it with Google. They probably have some Alexa integration similar to what Fitbit did before. But of course, that whole Google acquisition of Fitbit is going to change things up. But I think that You might have Alexa on your wrist sooner than you think via Garmin or via the Garmin watches and fitness trackers. So this is Max Tech Toy Box. Hope you guys enjoyed the video review. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any questions about this here device, just let me know. I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have. That's why I do these reviews. Until you guys see me again, peace.